Yeah, Barakatah Yahawah, Barakatah Yahawah Shai. All praises and all honor and all glory unto Yahawah, Ba'asham, Yahawah Shai, Ba'asham, Rakakwadash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and do well, to the elder apostles in Connecticut, to the bishops, the priests, the teachers, the evangelists, and the four winds preaching in truth and sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever, the hopeful elect, the elect, Shalom. To the Israelite foreigners whose phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel through your father and have come back to the fold, Shalom. To you sisters, you Akwathium, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence. See, and what we have right here, brothers and sisters, a news article from Kyiv Independence, right, which is in Ukraine, right, news feed, North Korea, Russia, Ukraine war, United States, right? So this is going into that war 3, right? A world wars war, right? The third woe, to be precise, right? The first woe, the second woe, and the third woe comes quickly, right? According to the scriptures, the Bible prophecy, right, which is the spirit of Yahawah, Ba'asham Yahawah Shai, dealing with the spirit of Yahawah Shai, right? Who is and was and is to come, right? To be exact, right? And it says North Korea troops fighting in Ukraine for Russia would be fair game, White House said, right? And it ain't that they got it ain't anything they could do about it anyway. Not to mention, this is the Most High's story. This is the Most High's movie, man. Right? So it's nothing they can say or do anything about it anyway. Right? So they have to say it's fair game, right? Yes, as North Korean troops deployed to fight for Russia against Ukraine are fair game, U.S. National Security Counselor spokesman John Kirby said on October 23rd, right, which is only a couple of days ago, right, because today's yesterday, right, so this just happened yesterday, right, today's the 24th, says earlier in the day, the U.S. made its first public confirmation that it had evidence of the Pyongyang soldiers being sent to Russia following previous reports from Ukraine and South Korea. Yeah, it says Kyiv and Seoul says Moscow is planning to involve thousands of North Korean troops in full-scale war, right? So look, we're getting into the time of World War III, right? The time of Jacob's trouble, World War III. Hey, man, things are happening in the earth, man, right? Things are moving. This is time for you to pay attention, right? And seek Yahawah Ba'asham Yahawah Shai while he is near, right? The time of Jacob's trouble, the time of martial law, the time of the draft is coming fastly approaching. The time of the famine of the word, man, right? As the brothers, I was listening to some brothers, and they were kind of going into that, right? We're coming into that time real soon, real swiftly, right? Yeah, so it says, continuing on, if they do deploy to fight against Ukraine, they're fair game. They're fair targets, right? Hey, motherfucker talking tough, huh? You know what I'm saying? Hey, once they do it, hey, they're fair game. They're fair targets. Don't say nothing. Don't cry. Don't say nothing. Then, right? Even if you cry, uncle, it's too late. Right? That's how this guy talking tough, right? Right? It says, and the Ukrainian military will defend themselves against North Korean soldiers the same way they're defending themselves against Russian soldiers, which from what I'm hearing, it haven't been too good. Like, so he's talking tough, talking real greasy, as if they're just out there, plucking off which it's been from what I've heard, it's been the opposite. Ukraine's been getting their ass whooped, even the U.S. soldiers, and you've been getting your vehicles and your military, um, basically your military vehicles and weapons taken and then turned on you. So then they don't even have to use their military weapons; they just use yours against you. So this is what's been told. This is what's been said. Besides the BS narrative that you've been doing fine and you've been doing good and you've been defeating Russia, because when it comes to find out, you haven't been defeating Russia, right? But hey, this dude talking real tough, like, you know what I mean? It's what it sound like me. Sound like a tough guy. Hey, like, hey, they're fair game. They'll get plucked off the same way the Russians get plucked off. No problem, no sweat type situation. Hey, man. All right. Hey. But it says, yeah, Kirby told the press at the White House, right? This is what he told them. Hey, man, look, it's fair game, baby. We ain't worried about nothing, huh? Hey, huh? According to the Bible, you lose, man. According to the Most High, right? You lose. So, yeah, so old Kirby talking tough, right? Kirby over there talking tough at the White House, saying they're all fair game, but and saying that it's all, yeah, all fair game, but it's not really up to you. You can't stop North Korea from going over there to Russia, right? You can't go in there and just do whatever you want to do to Russia, and not to mention, look, as it said in Joel, this is what the Most High Yahawah, right, the power of the universe, gave the power to his son Yahweh Shai. This is what Yahawah Yahweh Shai Bashem Rakakwadash said, right? Joel 3:9, proclaim, right? Right? What is it to proclaim something, right? Let's go into that, man. Yes, go into this proclaim, announce officially or publicly. The joint manifesto proclaimed that imperialism would be the coalition chief operations, right? Yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead from proclaim. We're gonna go to this right here because I want to see what that imperialism is, right? Imperialism.
Imperialism.
Imperialism, a policy of extending a country's power, right? And influence through diplomatic rights, being able to hash out, come to an agreement, come with a treaty or whatever, what have you, right? Right, because even the Lord says that, right, in the scriptures. It says, which one of you have a get ready to go to war, and you have basically you don't have enough men. They have 10,000, you only got 5,000 men. Do you go fight? Basically, do you figure out a basically like a diplomatic solution instead of going to go fight, right? Because that's ultimately something you might want to think about, if you're outnumbered, but sometimes things ain't necessarily because you're outnumbered. It's just, hey, look, the totality of people dying and the amount of money and things and waste and the time we could be actually making money and 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 trading, which would be far more beneficial, right, than going to war. Let's do that. But there's circumstances where, hey, things have gone way too far. There's no time for diplomatic situations. You know what I'm saying? But then what comes in, or military force, the struggle against imperialism. So the struggle against America bringing their military and the West, basically, not just America, NATO, bringing their power into Ukraine against Russia when that's meant to be their land, right? Right. Matter of fact, it says that. Look, rule by emperor. In Russia, imperialism has developed alongside semi-feudal agrarian structure, right? So basically, matter of fact, agrarian, right, which goes into to the land,
Cultivated.
Right?
Agricultural.
Rural. Countryside, right? So agrarian is the same thing as saying their land or their countryside. So this is what Russia's fighting for. Ukraine belongs to Russia. That's their countryside. That's their agrarian. So who are you to come in here and use your military to fight against them? So now, hey, North Korea sent their military over to Russia to help Russia out. So now we're really entering into World War III, and this is the war that end all wars, right? According to the scripture. After this, there will be no more wars. After this, it's the end of the world as you know it, right? Not the end of the world itself, the world, the earth, right? It's going to continue to spin, right? And the men of the Lord are going to come down out of the chariots, with what you call UFOs, having those new bodies to come and reign and rule over the earth, man, in righteousness, and put all you heathens into slavery, man. That's ultimately what's going to happen, right? But right now, we're just looking at it at their agrarian. That's their land. So Russia has all the right to do whatever they need to do to get their land back, right? And then we come back right here. He said Imperial would be a coalition, right? So let's look up the word coalition.
Coalition.
See, look, coalition, a temporary, right here, a temporary alliance of distinct partners, persons, or states for joint action, right? So that's what they're doing, man. They're making an alliance, whether if it's temporary or forever, which most likely is going to be temporary, because this is when the Lord comes in and spoils the party, man, right? Spoiler alert, right? That's what the Lord is doing, man. Spoiler alert. I tell the end from the beginning. Spoiler alert, right? Yeah, proclaim ye this amongst the Gentiles, right? So, hey, to all these other nations, hey, we gotta allow them to gather together, man. Gather in military force, man, because obviously they're not making a diplomatic solution. So what's happening is military forces are joining together, right? That's exactly what's happening. Prepare war. Hey, that's what military military aid is for. That's what militaries are for war, right? Wake up, the mighty men. See, and a lot of people are not sleep. Like, they're not allowing things to just pass on by, right? Because Esau, through your witchcraft, things that happen, and people will be like, oh, and even sometimes when people knew what went on, it was almost like there was nothing they could do about it, or it was somehow just overlooked. But now we're coming to a time of judgment, and things that you're doing is not just being overlooked. So these nations are mad. So when they know that these things, and people are speaking out against the Zionists, and speaking out, saying how you use money, and you use different avenues, and at the end of wherever you're at, people end up dead, homeless, in worse conditions before these Zionists and these people who said that they're supposed to be people of God. When they walk away, people are in disarray after you walk in and walk out, because you try to disguise yourself as an angel of light. But now that veil is starting to come off. People are not seeing you as the good guy anymore. Everybody's recognizing you as the devil that you are, right? So they're waking up. Wake up, the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up, right? See, and that's what they're doing. Hey, where did they come from? North Korea up to Russia. Let them come up, right? Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say I'm strong, man. And North Korea is a little place, man. All right? But that's go for all these nations, right? Because normally you would dump most of your money into agriculture, right? Like it was basically explaining, right? Agrarian, right? Agrarian would deal with your agriculture, right? You would dump your money in your agrarian, you do a lot of, planning, this and that, right? But you can even see here in America, they're not dumping a lot of money into the farmers. Matter of fact, they told a lot of the farmers even coming out saying that they were telling them to scale back or don't farm at all. We'll just pay you. Don't farm, don't plant anything. Right? But so that now this it's gonna be all out war, right? No diplomatic solution, all out war. Hey, look, when you got time to be farming and planting and reaping and sowing, you're gonna reap what you sow, which is wickedness. Yep. So all those small countries and all these other places where you bully them, or even you bully them economically, right? Because I believe in the '80s when they had that Cold War, America against Russia, it was Amalek that caused the crash, the financial crash in Russia, which basically is why the Cold War pretty much stopped, because then they weren't able to fund their their ability to war for a while. So then they went into a great like a Great Depression type situation, right? Where their money was really, and now, hey, hey, they worked hard, brought it back up. Now they got the world's most billionaires. The world's most billionaires are in Russia, right? Most of the world's billionaires are in Russia, right? So assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, right? All you nations, man, right? And gather yourselves together. Saying that's what they're doing. Those are heathens, right? North Korea is a heathen, joining them to Russia, which joined them to China. These are all heathens, right? America with NATO, right, and all those NATO states and countries that's underneath them. Those are all heathens, and this is what the Lord has said: gather all, hey man, and come all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about thither come thy mighty ones to come down, O Yahawah, right? So you gather your angels, but the Lord's going to gather his mighty one. He's going to gather his angels, right? You're going to gather your soldiers. The Lord got his soldiers, right? The mighty one is basically talking about the angels, right? For the Lord. And the Lord going to bring the angels, all right, with him, right? And Michael is one of them, right? Let the heathen be weakened and awakened, so like awakened, right? And come down and come up to the valley of Yahawah Shaphat, for there will sit and I will sit in judge, right? See, the Lord's coming to judge this place. All the heathen round about, right? So it's a time of judgment, ultimately. So all these things are happening as if this with Kirby would ever had any power. No. The Lord has sanctioned this already. Yes. So this is Joel chapter 3, verse 1. For behold, right, which means feast your eyes, look, pay attention. In those days, right? What days? The days where we're at right now. Hey, there ain't many more days, man. We're at the end of this thing, right? Right? The end of the world started in the time of our Lord Yahawah, the day when he was born, the day he was born, right? That declared that was the start of the end, right? But now we're in the last days of the last days, man. We're here. We're at it. And in that time, right, a time like no other, right? The time of Jacob's trouble, time that's never been since there was a nation, right? When I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, right? And which he's doing that back through his word, through the men that he had set up, right? Through the washing of the water by the word, right? As we have obviously are now back. The prophets are back, right? The apostles put out basically the decrees, right? Right. That's what it says. Gather yourself together, right? Before the decree break forth, right? So that's what the apostles did, man. They set up, uh, uh, uh you know, and gave the 100% doctrine, right? And now we're recipient. We're building upon another man's foundation, right? Upon their work and continuing as laborers in this thing of ours. And it says, and I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Yahawah, right? See? Hey, you can't get around this. This is the Lord's movie. It's fair game. What? There's nothing you could do about it, man. This is what the Lord wants, ultimately. Right? To bring them down to the valley of Yahawah and will plead, right? And that plead meaning judgment, man. Right? Punishment, judgment with them there for my people, right? You so-called Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. The Lord, the God of the Bible, is coming to fight for you, right? So why would you come up against this? But hey, it is what it is, man. Right? Some for everlasting life and some for everlasting contempt, man. You're gonna know, even in the kingdom. Yeah, all Israel should be saved, but even once you get into the kingdom, when you're reborn in the kingdom again, you're gonna have that contempt. You're gonna know that you were the one who bucked up against the truth and bucked up against the Most High, man. Right? That's just crazy, man. The power of the universe is coming to fight for you, right? And not to mention, it says he's already won. Peep that out. Like the victory's already. We just got to live it all out because he told the end from the beginning. And see, here it is, right? Spoiler alert: the end from the beginning, right? Hey, the Lord is the ultimate spoiler alert, right? Because he tells you the end from the beginning, right? And plead with them there for my people and for my heritage, Israel, or Yasha'Allah, should we say, Yasha'Allah, whom they have scattered amongst the heathen. See, and we're scattered amongst all nations. That's why we say this ain't necessarily a black thing, right? Even though there are so-called black people, which really were brown, or many shades of brown. There's no such thing as black people. There's no such thing as white people, right? There's such thing as a lineage where there's melanated people within a certain lineage that has nothing to do with every other melanated person, right? This is through the bloodline, the descendants, the sperma, the Gia, right? The geno, right, of a particular men, which is Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, not Abraham, Isaac, and Esau, right? So that's just what it is, man. That's the Bible, you know, you know, eh, you know, in a nutshell, I guess, so to speak, right? It's about the Lord judging these nations for putting their hands on his people, and about his people getting their judgment for disobedience. So when you disobeyed, they were scattered, and they have scattered them amongst the nations and parted my land, so that you're in the land of Israel right now, doing all sorts of manner of wickedness over in Gaza and all these other places, right? Pink cities and kosher cigarettes and kosher pigs, all sorts of manner of madness over there, right? But this is hey, the Lord is finna gather you together. Yeah. So it says this is Ezekiel chapter 38 verse 3, and say thus saith Adonai power most high, Yahawah Bashem Yahweh Shai. Behold, which means feast your eyes, look, pay attention. I am against thee, O Gog, right? Which that's Russia, right? Gog, right? The chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, right? And which is that's a landmass, which that's Russia basically getting that because they have that alliance with that land, right? Right along with Persia, right? Which the modern day Persians is Iran. So they have a pact with those people, right? That land, uh, you know. So Gog, which is Russia, right? And I will turn thee, right, back and put hooks in thy jaws, right, to turn them back to that USSR mentality, right? Back into that Cold War mentality. And I will bring thee forth with all like armies, right? Their pact that they have with Meshach, Tubal, Iran, that whole region within the area, um, because that all basically, where the Caucasus Mountains was at, which was South Georgia, Russia, right, which is only known as Georgia now. But that land goes right down into, because they have a connection with that land right in that area, which is going to lead them back to the valley of Yahweh Shaphat, back to the valley of decisions, or the mountain of troops, right, or valley of troops, right, depending on the way people break that down, right. But it's going to turn to the USSR mentality, put hooks in thy jaw, and will bring thee forth, and all thy armies and horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, right? So you got your military Humvee to tank to these drones now. You got uh, these so-called jets and stealth fighters, and you know you got your laser weapons. You got all sorts of armor. You got all sorts of armory and armors and vests and helmets and tactical gear and machines that men can stand and that can help them be stronger, 10 times stronger, right? They got these machines. I remember watching that. They were showing that when I was in high school. They showed that on the news one time. Brief, but they showed it, and they haven't really showed it again, which is strange because they showed it. The men were actually able to get inside this machine and use the machine kind of pretty much like they showed you that in the Matrix. Remember when they were protecting the dock inside Zion, right? Which that was very spiritual because they were showing you that Zion is dealing with Israel, right? Dealing with who we are, the real true Zion, right? Right. And then when you look at that, there were many different shades of different colors of people, right? But the main thing is what it showed that it was in the ground. So it says that you're you're black unto the ground, right? So that's where many shades of brown, man, right? So even within that is spiritual, man. So, but they showed you that in those machines they were in there and they got in, and as the guy moved his arm up doing this and that, the machine moved and it shot. Well, the military has those type of or similar type of armory where they can get inside of it and operate it. So you're gonna have all sorts of different ways and tactics and robot dogs and bulls and things of war, man. Right? So all sorts of helmets, of armory, armor, even a great company with buckler and shields, right? So he's dealing with all this military stuff, this gear, and all of them handling swords, right? Guns, weapons, whatever they got, right? It says Persia, right? See, Iran, which you know is Persia, Ethiopia, Libya, right? Because what did the American government do to Libya? They wasted it. They totally disastered Libya. So what do you think when Russia saying, "Hey, I'll come in, I'll give you a little bit of money, I'll help you build back your infrastructure." You know what I'm saying? Of course they're gonna join on the side of Russia and come against America because they got good reason to. With them and all of them with shield and helmet, so they're ready for war, man. So all these things. So this is do say, oh, that's fair game. That's they could do that. Blah 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 blah. But you don't understand. This is the Lord's. The Lord is gathering these people together, right? And we just read the Lord is gathering the heathen to the valley of Yahawah Shabbat. The Lord is gathering you. So yeah, you're right. It is fair game because you needs to be there, man. This is you know what they call those it's an emergency meeting, right, to the valley of Yahawah Shabbat, man, right, and we do not take um you can't deny, you can't decline not to show up, right? So that's what's saying. Persia, which is Iran, Ethiopia, Libya, with them, and all of them with shield and helmet, Gomer and his bands, and the house of to Garmoth of the North Quarter, and all of his bands, right? So it's going to be a whole lot of military joining together, right? Right? A whole lot of proclaiming, right? which we went into the definition of proclaiming, right? And so as you're proclaiming, it's to get your military forces together, right? It was either to make a diplomatic decision or in military force, right? And to make it what? Public, right? So what is going out? This is all in the internet. It's all over the news, and it's all known that this is happening, right? Right? Start World War III, right? Which it hasn't happened yet, and World War III will fully be implemented once the microchip is across the board in all four corners of the earth. Once that's being pushed, then World War III can happen. World War III can't happen until the mark of the beast is pushed. But we could see the signs of the times, and that's ultimately what we're pointing out, right? We can definitely see the signs of the time. So the only thing that needs to be done left is to push the microchip, the micro C hip, right? So, yeah, and from North Quarter and all his bands and many people with him, right? Well, there you go. Be thus prepared and prepare for thyself, thus and all thy company. So this is talking to Russia. And prepare them, which Russia's been doing. He's been giving them the S-400s, which is a great defense system, the best defense system in the world against other missiles and other projectiles, short range, long range missiles that come in, right? I believe it's actually good on both short and long range missiles, right? The S-400, right? He been giving the Su-35 to certain countries. They're military jets. It's capable, very capable, one the best in the world as far as you know, for fighting in the air, dog fighting, right? In the air, right? The military planes, right? The Su-35 or whatever it is, right? They're being a guard. It says, and all thy company, and thus that assemble unto thee, and be thus a guard unto them, right? So they've been doing that, giving them different military aid, giving them this and that. And I mean, you got the BRICS nations now, right? All these people are similar to Russia, China, India. Was it Brazil, Russia, India, South Africa, right? These things is actually happening, man. So this is it's not of you. Oh, it's okay to think, man. But the Most High is allow this to happen, right? Ultimately, right? But the main thing has to be pushed is the MOTB, right? But we're getting there, and after many days, Salakia, thus shall be visited in the latter days, right? In the latter years, right? This is where we're at. We're in the latter years of this place, man. Thus shall come unto the land that is brought back from the sword and is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste, but it is brought forth out of many nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them, which is talking about the elect of the nation of Israel will dwell in safety. But basically, the main point of what I was trying to bring out of there is what these nations are gathering, and it's of the Most High. So, with all that, I'm gonna give all praises and all honor and all glory unto Yahawah. Oh wait, matter of fact, let me get that one because I did mean to do that because I said something. right? Well, because since I said about, I was talking about it, but I guess I was wrong. It was 10,000 against 20,000. So it goes into so or what king goeth to make war against another king, sitteth not down first, and considereth rather he be able with 10,000 to meet him that cometh against him with 20,000. See? And so you should sit down, you should talk about it, you should think about it. And should you make a diplomatic situation? Should you even come? Like, you know what I mean? But this is way past that, because this is of the Most High, right? And not to mention, when you deal with this is just saying common sense, because the Lord had plenty of different wars within the Bible where the Lord had only 300 men. You know what I mean? You only had 300 men, or you only had 500, or the Lord set up where all the men were all left-handed. You know what I'm saying? The Lord, you know what I mean? The Lord sets a way so you know that it was him that, because really, ultimately, victory comes of the Most High, Yahawah Bashem Yahawashi. But just even still, common sense. If I only got 10,000, you got 20,000, or some crazy number, why, you know what I mean? Why would I try to continue to fight? But this is what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously there's way more Chinese people, and then when you throw in North Korea, or even just Russia in itself, they have crazy amount of citizens in Russia. Then you throw China, you throw North Korea, then you got Persia, which is Iran, which their number is ridiculous, right? Like, why would you do that? Like, but see, there's something, you know, not quite right with this guy, right? Not to mention a lot of these things, they're in cahoot with each other too, you know, dealing with these elites, right? Because how do you get the whole world to get the charagma if they're not in cahoots? See? But on some type of level, the Lord is going to allow them to fight each other, right? Because when you go back to Ezekiel, there's Ezekiel 38, it says the Lord shall cause a evil thought. So it's going to be something where they just, the Lord's going to cause them, say, you know what? I don't believe them, or I don't trust them anymore, or, you know, it just may be like the Lord just have a demon say, I want to kill him. Press the button. You know what I'm saying? And all hell is finna commence. Right? Missiles are gonna be shot from every which way, man. They're gonna just push the button. Right? Right? It's easy. Push the button, right? Just push the button. Right? Or else, while the other is yet a great way off, he sitteth in basage and desireth conditions of peace, man. And ultimately, that's, hey, supposed to be this is what your people are about, right? You're saying that you're the Israelis, you're the people of the Bible. And, you know what I mean? The people of the Bible. Hey, if we look at this is how we know that because we the ones who desire peace. We the one who you know what? That's, hey, you know what? You killed us, raped us, maimed us, beat us down, try to give us AIDS, try to give us disease, which not even try that. A lot of so-called black, they're filled with diseases right to this very day. But you said we just let us. Yeah, because the Lord said His people are meek. There's nothing more meek than that, man. You put in drugs and all sorts of things. Doing the CV-19, you brought in your robot dogs through the projects. And Jake is still saying, please just love us. Just love us, right? But, you know, but look, wow. And that's type spiritual, right? That is type spiritual. The current population of Russia, Fed, 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 Federation is 144,000, right? 505.8, right? Or 144,820,423, right? The population, right? So, right? So that's just, that's Russia's population, right? That's kind of spiritual because this is the one that's going to take you down, ultimately usher in the destruction, which is going to usher in yahawah, right? While you're implementing the charagma to everybody, it's going to usher in yahawah to destroy you all, which is going to ultimately allow the 144,000 of the Lord's elect, 12,000 out of each tribe to be revealed, right? To be in that chariot to come down as that new heaven to bring forth a new rulership on earth. That's kind of spiritual. That is type spiritual right there, right? Yeah, China's population as of 2024, right? I believe this is 2024, right? 1,419,321,278 people. So you got over 1 billion people over there going into basically headed about halfway mark to 2 billion people, right? So you got North Korea's population currently is 26 million, right? As of Thursday, which was yesterday. That's crazy. They just did that. They did this yesterday. That's crazy. As of yesterday, October 24th, 2024. Wow. That's crazy. They just did this yesterday. So, I believe so this is Iran's population as of July 2024. The population of Iran is to be around 89.8 million people, right? As of Friday, which is today. So I don't know how it jumped up that much. Because today is the 25th. Friday 25th, 91 million people, 91,836,614 people, right? That's as of today. That's great. So you're talking about all these places that got way more people than you, right? So this is as of yesterday, right? I didn't even want to go into just doing England and France and all that. I just asked the population of all of Europe, right? Which it's 744,000 or 744 million, right? 744 million. 867,906. So China in itself, by itself, got more people than all the whole country of of um the whole continent of goddamn Europe, right? I'm saying, right? Let alone little India, right? Is dang near matching that with their little people. So you're trying to, matter of fact, let's look at what America is. It says as of today, right? October 25th, 2024, population of the United States is 346 million, right? 346 million, right? So your population and the population of Europe in itself is not even matching up with two of these countries, or one. Sometimes one. If you look at one country, but and there's more countries that's joining onto BRICS. More countries is joining onto Russia, more than just North Korea, more than just China. Like we read in the scriptures, Libya, right, is going to join into them. Ethiopia is going to join into them. You got you're gonna have a lot of people. So should you make war with these people that's gonna completely outnumber you, right? But hey, it's really ultimately the Most High. He got it in your mind, in your heart that hey, you got this. Your the pride of your heart had deceived you. You know your technology and how long you've been ruling, right? It's deceived you. So now with all that, I want to give all praises and all honor and all glory unto Yahawah, Ba'asham, Yahawah Shai, Ba'asham, Rakah Kodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well and do well, to the elder apostles in Connecticut, to the bishops, the priests, the teachers, the evangelists, and the four winds preaching the truth with sincerity, risking your lives more now than ever, the hopeful elect, Shalom, to the Israelite foreigners whose phenotype may look like another nation, but bloodline goes back to Israel through your father and have come back to the fold. Shalom, to you sisters, you Akwathium, who listen and learn under your husband, which is your spiritual leader, with meekness and with silence. Shalom, right? Kwam Yasharala and a Baba Ball.